Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And we're standing here beside the RV because the winds are blowing again, of course. And it's 108 degrees or so outside. So it's nice being here in the shade with just a little breeze behind me. Anyway, I'm looking over this way, and I've mentioned this before in a video. Look at that one bush right there. Or there's actually two bushes close together. Look how green they are compared to the rest of the desert. The rest of the desert is completely browned off. But it comes from that direction. It looks like that bush right there has got a little extra green to it. This one's got some extra green. Those got some extra green. And then can't count the ones by the garden, but if you go on the other side of the garden, you'll see some more skipping across the desert. I think there's an underground stream that runs under the ground here, and I think it's that water may be pretty close to the surface. So I'm gonna have to see what I can do about putting together some sort of a homemade well drilling outfit that I can start drilling into that ground and see if I can't hit some water. Anyway, we're back to that tree's got to get watered. Yeah, it's looking a little on the sad side right now. We're in a heat wave again, and it's been going on for a few days, tearing up my flag with the winds. They come up about this time every afternoon, and it does a nice job of cooling the cabin off inside. But right now, I've been running air conditioning in there all day long, so it's about 20 degrees cooler inside the cabin than it is outside. So I wait until the temperature outside equals the temperature inside. Then I may as well shut off the air conditioning and open some windows. And that's been working for me pretty well, so that's what I'll probably be doing. So anyway, I gotta go down and check the garden out. See, that's gonna need some watering too. I made sure that the chickens got food and water, and the dogs have had their dinner and they've got plenty of water, and the winds are blowing while I stepped out from behind the RV. So let's take a walk up and see the tank up here. I'm going to have to order some water within the next week or so. I'm going to be trying a new company. It's be $60 or $80 cheaper than I have been paying, and I could use that right now because I just barely would have enough to pay that guy and get my water. So it looks like, speaking of water, I gotta go stand this bucket up and fill it back up for the dogs. I hope the wind isn't howling too badly through the microphone. I didn't put my wind resistant mic on, or my wind resistant Mark, or no, Peter or Paul. Yeah. Oh, that looks nasty. Yeah, let's see. What do you think? Oh, that's kind of warm, huh? Yeah, the sun's been cooking on these barrels all day. If anything else, it'll hold the bucket down. You stop that scratching. You and little brown socks there are the only two brown dogs left here. Everybody else is black dogs, like Lady here. Hey, don't you chew on her boo-boos, you leave it alone. Right, brown socks? Lady, lady, lady. No, no, don't do that. All right. So who's coming over here? Oh, that's Flash. And that's Shadow. How you doing, Shadow? Two sisters there. Two sisters and their aunt. All right, we're almost filled up enough here. So I do need to clean out my tank before I get this next load of water. And it usually means I got to get my my shop vac. I have an extended tube for my shop vac, and I can set my shop vac here, and then it's got to go up and sit on something like a milk crate or something a little bit higher, and then I can put the drain on the bottom of the unit. As long as it's higher than that barrel, what I do is I vacuum up the water that's in the bottom and then open up the valve and dump it into the barrels. And the barrels are backup water just for situations like this, where I'm going to have to clean the tank out. It's been a while since I cleaned it, and there's some dirt and dust and settlement on the bottom that needs to be cleaned out. So, what was that? What are you doing there, Shadow? Okay, okay, I'll give you a head scratch. Well, my pigeons are over there. They're waiting for me to go clean out the chicken coop, pick up the eggs, and all of the scratch that the chickens knocked out of their night feeder onto the floor will end up getting thrown outside over by the bird feeder. And I put some water in the bird feeder, and then my pigeons go over there and enjoy it. But they've pretty much turned this into their home. They stay here constantly now, and they get right beside the dogs. The dogs will be laying there near the water bowls, and they'll come right over and walk right past the dogs. The dogs don't bother them. They get their drink of water and then move on. This is almost an animal sanctuary like my neighbors. Theirs is a lot bigger. Boy, do I have to do some cleaning here. All that scrap wood, that's all going to go into the firewood business for the next winter. This is my my drag sled that I use for smoothing out my roads when they get all rippled, and that needs to go for a drag pretty soon here, because I noticed going down my driveway recently, which was this morning, it was a little bit of teeth rattling going down. So that one I use as a fine tune to give it a finer surface. After this one cuts ridges, that one will go over and smooth it all out. But the same chain switches from that to this. It goes up on that end and the hooks, and I just hook it up to the back of my van on the trailer hitch and drag it around the roads. So this old wheelbarrow unit here, the wheels and tires on this are shot, and I always save stuff like this because I know I'm going to use it for something. So I'm going to take those off, and I'm going to use the metal wheels, the hubs. I'll throw the rubber tires away, but the hubs I can use as pulleys for a sliding or rolling gate type gate that I'm using a cable across my main driveway right now, and I'll be able to use that those units to roll a bar on, so I can just roll it straight across instead of having to swing it open and back and forth and have to park an extra 25 feet away from the gate to do that. So I've got the plans put together on it, just don't have the time and the finances to do it. Hoping that my military pension comes through so I can do that in the near future. Anyway, that's about all I have today. Going to get this thing anchored before it blows across the desert. There we go. And I've got to do some raking here. Rake up all these rock tree leaves that are all over the place. And for those of you who don't know what rock tree leaves are, leave me a comment below. I'll be glad to show you. And one last thing before I close off. A lot of people have been joined in and playing the contest to win that free 12.8 volt 100 amp hour WattCycle battery, LiFePO4 battery. But the rules say if you're going to tell me where you saw it, you also have to put the timestamp on there. So that's 3 semicolon whatever, or 10 semicolon whatever time you saw that on the video. Put that timestamp beside where you said where you saw it. That's what you need to do for your entry. I'm going to let the other ones that have gone by already skate on those, but from now on, if you don't put both the location and the timestamp, it will not be considered an entry, and you will have to wait until the next day for another one. But, don't forget, tomorrow is going to be the last day to get your entry in, so you got today and tomorrow, and then the giveaway is on Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, and we'll be doing a live spin on a live show. I'll have my computer set up with a spin wheel on there with everybody's names on there, and after we chat and have some fun together, we'll get a spin going. Now, here's something exciting for some of you out there to think about. I've had a number of people who said they don't really need a battery and they weren't going to enter. And I said, enter anyway. And then if your name comes up on the spin and you don't want the battery, just say, pay it forward. And I will have another spin to see whose name comes up to get the battery from the person who won it. So you won't have to ship it or anything like that. Whoever wins the second spin will be the name I turn into WattCycle for them to send the battery direct. All right, and remember, it's for the contiguous United States only, but if you're in Canada and you have friends in the United States, you can enter. And then on this Sunday, while I'm doing the live show, again, if you win, just say, pay it forward, and I'll be glad to do a second spin. All right? That's it, everybody. Thanks for joining me. This is G Bear signing off.